Today we're going to talk about Seiko. Before World War I, wristwatches were seen as fashion accessories for women. I feel like I've said this before. During the war, keeping accurate time was a matter of life and death. But the traditional men's pocket watch lacked the practicality during warfare, and thus the first field watch was created, which looked like this. Okay, so this design was the reason why soldiers were still relying on pocket watches than these, whatever you call these. Gerard Barraquois had the right idea by creating these, but that grille just made it practically useless to read. So in 1919, Hamilton came up with the first true A11 spec field watch for the US Army. After that, 12 companies that included IWC, JLC, Longines, and Omega came up with the military style watches for the British Army. And that's the true DNA on which today's modern field watches are based upon. By World War II, the design of a field watch had been perfected with all of the right ingredients. They featured a durable, dust and waterproof stainless steel case, accurate mechanical movements with hacking and hand winding that kind of helped with the coordination and synchronization, legible hands and markers on a durable leather or canvas NATO strap. Now, Seiko also played an important role for the Japanese military and Air Force. During the World War II, Seiko came up with some of the early designs of a modern pilot watch. And then during 1970s in the Vietnam War, Seiko developed the first A11 spec-based field watch. But this time they did something a bit different. Instead of going along with a similar design as the rest, Seiko came up with a much more durable and rugged watch. With 150 meters of water resistance, a big deal at the time, the Seiko 6105 offered more ruggedness than a traditional field watch. Already a highly reputable watch brand, making their movements completely in-house, was competing with Omega Seamaster 300 and the Rolex Submariner at the time as a durable military-grade watch. Seiko SNK809 was released in the mid-2000s as part of Seiko's modern field watch. Being part of the Seiko 5 family, the SNK has been one of the most affordable mechanical watches without compromising on design or quality. The watch comes with a mixture of sandblasted and polished stainless steel case, giving it a more rugged titanium style look than a traditional completely polished dress watch. Similar to the SKX, the crown is placed at 4 o'clock instead of the usual 3 o'clock. My only issue with the crown is its small size, which makes it slightly tricky to pull out at times. Yep, I dropped the phone. The watch houses the 7S26 automatic self-winding movement, which is set with 21 joules and beats at 21,600 pph and 40 hours of power reserve. This movement is said to have an accuracy of plus minus 40 seconds per day, but is famously known to keep better time than that. It's a reliable workhorse movement with no decoration and a pure function-based industrial-like finish. When it comes to the dial, you're looking at a B-style dial layout, which is typically found on much larger pilot watches. So the watch does seem to have an identity crisis where it kind of doesn't know what it is, having mixed features of both field and a pilot watch. But with the exception of the dial layout, the rest of the features still make it lean towards being a field watch. With this version, you're getting a plain black dial with a black date wheel and contrasting white chapter ring with white numerals and hour markers, adding a decent level of legibility. The hour and minute hands are a mixture between sharp-edged alpha hands that you find on Alanga and softer leaf-style hands typically found on H. Moser. Throw in a lollipop-style second hand with a red tip and you get a truly unique handset. While the lume isn't fantastic, it does make the time at least readable in the dark. Over the dial, you have the standard Hardlex crystal, which is not as scratch resistant as sapphire, but definitely an upgrade from mineral crystal that you would find on a lot of watches at a similar price point. The original canvas strap of the SNK is somewhat, it sucks. They have made a very strong, very uncomfortable strap. Staying true to the vintage field watch aesthetics, I got this 18mm wide brown leather NATO strap by Nomad Watch Works. The NATO strap is a one-piece strap that comes in either canvas or leather and slides under the case for extra comfort so that your skin never touches the metal watch case. Again, remember that the field watch was made for soldiers, and I can imagine the metal case not being as refined as it is today, so maybe it wasn't too comfortable. Also, a NATO strap serves this function of your watch not falling off if the buckle breaks. For around $22, this strap looks great and is also quite comfortable. It is a bit too thin, so I can see creases forming already even though I've only been using it for about a month. So I'm not sure about the longevity of this strap. But again, for $22 for a genuine leather strap, I think it's quite worth the price. The strap comes in this paper case along with a free cleaning cloth. You can also request for free spring bars when you buy one of their straps. And one of the reasons why I love to buy from them is not only because of their huge range of straps that they carry in every style, color, material, size, and price point, but their customer service is honestly one of the best that I have encountered. Plus, the international delivery is quite affordable and super fast. By the way, this is not a sponsored video, this is my honest opinion about their straps, and this is actually my fourth strap that I bought from them. So I will be doing a review of all of their different straps that I have, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'll share the link of their store down below. Coming back to the watch, there is no hacking or hand winding, which was one of the key requirements in a traditional military watch. And with only 30 meters of water resistance instead of at least 50, the watch looks more practical for the field than it actually is. But remember, this is not a true field watch. This particular Seiko is again a field style watch. It captures some of the essence and some of the design features of a field watch without necessarily adding the requirements for it to become a field watch. And again, you're getting a lot of watch for around $80. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.